Imagine a child standing in the middle of a room holding a drawing they made. They look up, eyes searching for a reaction. One parent says, "Not now." Another says, "Wow, you're amazing." A third says, "Let's talk about what you were trying to express." And one doesn't look up at all. Welcome to Seeds of Tomorrow. For decades, psychologists have agreed on 4 main styles of parenting. Each one shapes a child in a different way, sometimes in ways we intend and often in ways we don't. But today, we're going further, because beyond those 4 styles, there's a 5th, a style some call the golden approach to parenting, one that blends structure and warmth in a way the classic theory never fully captured. We'll get to that. But first, you need to truly see the 4 styles through a child's eyes, because only then will the 5th one make sense. Imagine a child raised by authoritarian parents. The rules are clear, the tone is firm, the love is present but conditional. If they cry, they're told to stop. If they speak up, they're sent away. If they forget a chore, they lose a privilege. The child learns quickly. Emotions are risky. Obedience is survival. They become quiet, compliant, and well-behaved. But inside, they begin to lose touch with their own voice. As they grow older, they follow the path laid out for them, pleasing, performing, achieving. Yet somewhere deep inside, they wonder, what do I actually want? Imagine a child raised by permissive parents. There's warmth, affection, and freedom, without boundaries. No limits on bedtime, treats, or screen time. Every wish is granted. The child feels powerful, but unanchored. They've never learned to tolerate frustration, to wait, or to navigate conflict. As they grow older, they may act impulsively, avoid responsibility, and struggle to regulate their emotions, because no one ever taught them how. Now imagine a child raised by authoritative parents. There are rules, but also respect. Boundaries, but also empathy. The child is allowed to play, but helps clean up afterward. They can enjoy treats, but within limits. When conflict arises, the parents listen. They don't punish, but they don't give in either. They guide, they support, they stay present. The child learns that emotions are okay, that mistakes are part of growth, and that their voice matters. As they grow older, they become confident, resilient, and self-aware. They follow rules they understand, not just ones they're told to obey. Now imagine a child raised by neglectful parents. There's no warmth, no structure, no presence. The child has freedom, but no feedback. They play alone, eat alone, cry alone. They begin to believe that their feelings don't matter because no one responds, that their actions don't matter because no one notices. They stop reaching out, stop expressing, stop trusting. As they grow older, they may struggle with relationships, self-worth, and emotional regulation. They begin to believe they're invisible and carry that belief into every relationship that follows. These are the 4 parenting styles you've likely heard about, but there's one more, the 5th style, a style born from the lessons and limits of the others, the one that might just be the bridge between structure and freedom, guidance and independence. And if you stay with me, we'll break it open together, because once you see it, you'll understand why it changes everything for a child's future. Let's step into the part you've been waiting for. And now, imagine a 5th style, one that wasn't part of the original theory but has emerged in recent years. Over-involved parenting, the snowplow parent, the helicopter parent. These parents love deeply, but they hover constantly. They remove every obstacle, solve every problem, speak for the child, think for the child, protect the child from every discomfort. And in doing so, they unintentionally rob the child of something essential, the chance to struggle, to fall, to rise. to learn. These children may grow up feeling anxious, avoidant, or dependent, not because they weren't loved, but because they weren't trusted to grow. The fifth style, the one some call the golden approach. It isn't just a balance between warmth and structure or freedom and guidance. It's a living, breathing relationship that adapts, listens, and grows alongside the child. In this style, you still see rules, but they are never handed down without reason. You still see love, but it isn't confused with overprotection. Boundaries exist, yet they bend when wisdom and empathy say they should. Freedom is offered, yet it comes with the skills to use it well. Imagine a child in this space. They are encouraged to explore, but supported when they stumble. They are given space to try, fail, and try again, without a parent rushing in to erase the struggle. When they share a dream, it isn't met with, "Be realistic," or "That's impossible," but with, "How can we make that happen?" They grow up not just knowing how to follow rules, but how to create meaningful ones for themselves. In this golden approach, parents understand that guidance is not control, and love is not constant rescue. They act like a mirror, reflecting back the child's strengths and helping them see their own blind spots. They recognize that independence is not given all at once. It's built, step by step, through trust, consistent presence, and shared problem solving. This style borrows the empathy of the permissive parent, the clarity of the authoritative, the structure of the authoritarian, but discards their extremes. It recognizes that parenting is not static. It changes with the child's needs, maturity, and circumstances. In practice, this might look like explaining the why behind limits so the child learns the principle, not just the rule. Allowing them to face age-appropriate challenges without stepping in too soon. Listening to their feelings fully, even when you must say no. Involving them in decisions that affect their lives so they practice making good ones. Balancing emotional support with the space to self-regulate. So what does all this mean? It means that parenting is not just about what we do. It's about how we show up. It's about the emotional climate we create, the space we hold, the boundaries we set, the freedom we allow, and most importantly, the relationship we build. Children raised in this way develop self-trust. They know their voice matters, but so do the voices of others. They can navigate rules without resenting them, because they understand their purpose. They carry resilience not as a hard shell, but as a steady core. They step into adulthood with both confidence and humility, able to lead, to follow, to collaborate, and to stand alone. And in the end, the measure of this style is simple. Not whether the child obeys, but whether they can one day walk into the world knowing deep down that they are capable, worthy, and free to be wholly themselves. Let's bring it all together, because knowing the styles is only the beginning. What truly matters is how you, as a parent, move from theory into the daily moments that shape a child's heart. The truth is, no style lives in isolation. In real life, moments of stress can pull any parent toward control, overindulgence, neglect, or overprotection. The difference in the golden approach is awareness, the ability to notice when you've drifted and to return to balance. In practice, this means reading the signals beneath your child's behavior before reacting to it. A slammed door might be defiance in one light or a cry for help in another. A sudden burst of anger might be disrespect or a sign they're overwhelmed. The golden approach asks, what is my child really telling me right now? And what response will help them grow? It means holding boundaries without hardening your heart, saying, I won't let you speak to me that way, in the same breath as, I love you, and I'm here to listen when you're ready. It means allowing space for mistakes while making sure those mistakes teach something useful. It also means shifting the measure of success, not just Is my child behaving? But is my child learning to think, choose, and feel for themselves? It's guiding without scripting, supporting without rescuing, watching them struggle without rushing to erase the discomfort, because you know that struggle is shaping resilience. Over time, this way of parenting builds children who know they matter, not because they please others, not because they achieve, but because they are valued for who they are. They enter adulthood carrying an inner compass, the ability to navigate life with empathy, responsibility, and courage. And in the quiet years ahead, when they no longer need your hand but still seek your voice, you'll realize the golden approach was never just a style. It was a relationship, one you built day by day, choice by choice, until it became the foundation they now stand on. That's the power of this fifth path. It doesn't just raise children who can function in the world. It raises adults who can lead it, love in it, and make it better than they found it. When this way of raising a child becomes your rhythm, you're no longer just managing behavior, you're shaping a life. If you found value here, subscribe to Seeds of Tomorrow so we can keep growing together. I'll see you in the next video where we'll continue planting the ideas that help children flourish from the inside out.